Hi! Just a week left for Diwali and there's always so much to do. New clothes, diyas, lights, sweets, a few firecrackers and maybe some gold on Dhanteras. Aha! I still have a few boxes to tick, but I hope you're all set to celebrate Diwali with full enthusiasm. And what's Diwali without cinema? Make sure to catch the festive releases. Today we have a cracking show for you that is now showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Let's begin with the highlights. A double role in her debut production does Kriti Sanon's sibling rivalry saga with Kajol, though Patti, live up to the hype? As the world awaits Gladiator 2, we take a trip down memory lane with Ridley Scott's Academy Award winner epic Gladiator, our recommendation for your week. Roof Baba is all set to capture your soul. We chat with Kartik Aaryan, who's thrilled about Bhool, Bhulaiyaa 3. And music composer Tanishk Bagchi talks about creating the title track of Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3 with Diljit Dosanjh and Pitbull. And let's begin the show with Do Patti that releases this week. Kriti and Kajol reunite after Diwali that had released in 2015. Though they didn't share much screen time in that film, Kajol takes on her first cop role in Do Patti. Let's talk about it. Shashank Chaturvedi's Do Patti is a compelling thriller that shines as a testament to the evolving landscape of OTT cinema, showcasing nuanced performances and a layered script by Kanika Dhillon. The film dives into the intense world of twin sisters Soumya and Shaili, both portrayed by Kriti Sanon, whose contrasting personalities fuel a lifelong rivalry filled with bitterness and betrayal. This is not just a story of sibling jealousy, but an exploration of domestic violence, empowerment of women, and the societal expectations that bind women in different roles. Now, what's this plot? Do Patti follows twins Soumya and Shaili, whose personalities could not be more different from what they are. Soumya, the quiet and traditional one, contrasts sharply with Shaili, who feels suffocated by her sister's presence and grows resentful, haunted by the idea that the world favors Soumya. This jealousy begins in childhood and fosters into adulthood, where it manifests in the form of Shaili seducing Dhruv, played by Shahir Sheikh, Soumya's fiancé. Dhruv is a complex character himself, a rich but irresponsible heir whose temper flares when his business ventures collapse. His father's ultimatum pushes him to marry Soumya, the ideal bahu, even as he secretly continues an affair with Shaili. Over time, Dhruv's rage and frustration morph into physical abuse towards Soumya, who finds herself trapped in a cycle of domestic violence. Watching helplessly, his mother-in-law, Tanvi Azmi, tries to protect her, and eventually a determined police officer, Vidya Jyoti, played by Kajol, steps in, adding a legal edge to the sisters' battle for justice. This sparks a confrontation that brings the tangled web of secrets, lies and power struggles to a tense climax. Writing and themes. Now, I'm talking about Kanika Dhillon's screenplay that deserves praise for its unflinching approach to domestic violence, jealousy and the often hidden dynamics within families. The film is reminiscent of Darlings, another OTT thriller that tackled abuse, but Do Patti makes its own mark by focusing on the rivalry between two sisters. Unlike Darlings, this is not just a story of reclaiming control from an abusive partner, it also explores the toxicity of sibling rivalry and the manipulation within family structures. The pacing in the first half is fast, delivering intrigue and tension in equal measure as viewers are drawn into the sisters' strained relationship and the toxic household Soumya that endures. The latter half, however, slows somewhat, especially during the climactic scenes where the film's otherwise compelling rhythm falters slightly. This stretch impacts the movie's otherwise taut and engaging storytelling, though it doesn't diminish the overall impact. Now, Kriti Sanon's performance is nothing short of transformative. Taking on her first dual role, she makes Soumya and Shaili feel like two entirely separate characters, each with distinct physicality and emotional resonance. As Soumya, she is restrained and vulnerable, eliciting sympathy and understanding. As Shaili, she exudes sharpness, embodying jealousy and vindictiveness with remarkable ease. Kriti's skill in portraying both roles as unique personalities is the heart of the film, capturing the tension and psychological depth that makes Do Patti so impressive. Shahir Sheikh also delivers a powerful performance as Dhruv, a character caught between anger issues and entitlement. Known for his earlier chocolate boy roles, Shahir fully commits to Dhruv's dark side, painting a chilling portrait of an abusive spouse. His chemistry with both Kriti's characters adds an extra layer of complexity, making him a compelling but deeply flawed character. Kajol as Vidya Jyoti has a commanding presence, though her character feels slightly underdeveloped in parts. While Kajol brings her trademark intensity, Vidya's entry into the narrative is delayed and her portrayal doesn't reach the depth expected from a seasoned actor. Still, her eventual involvement adds weight to the story, particularly as she navigates her role as both a cop and a lawyer. Director Shashank Chaturvedi directs with a keen eye for detail, drawing viewers into the emotional and psychological depths of his characters. His skill lies in balancing the thriller elements with an underlying social message, allowing the plot to remain grounded even when the story veers into darker themes. However, the final act could have been benefited from a tighter edit to maintain the urgency established in the film's opening scenes. The music by Sachet Parampara, though adequate, doesn't quite match the emotional intensity of the film. With a more memorable score, the narrative could have achieved a stronger impact, particularly in the climactic scenes. Still, the film's visual and narrative strength outweighs this shortcoming, keeping audiences engaged. In conclusion, though Patti is an ambitious and engaging thriller that not only highlights Kriti Sanon's talent, but also underscores the potential of OTT platforms to showcase bold, character-driven narratives. Despite minor pacing issues in the third act, the film's powerful themes and stellar performances make it an essential watch. Chaturvedi and Dhillon have crafted a story that balances suspense with social commentary, reminding viewers that women are not just ornaments in cinema. They are complex, dynamic characters with stories worth telling. Listen to this. You know, when you grow up in the suburbs of Sydney, Auckland or Newcastle like Ridley or Jamie Bell, or the suburbs of anywhere, a dream like this seems vaguely ridiculous and seemingly unattainable. But this moment is directly connected to those childhood imaginings. And if anybody who is on the downside of advantage relying purely on courage, it's possible, said Russell Crowe in his speech after winning the Oscar for Best Actor for Ridley Scott's Gladiator. No fancy words, no script, spoken straight from the heart. Ridley Scott's Gladiator, that had released in 2000, stands as a timeless masterpiece that blends intense action with deeply emotional narrative, offering viewers an unforgettable climactic experience. Set in the grandeur of ancient Rome, the film is a sweeping tale of honor, betrayal and revenge that transcends the boundaries of its historical setting. Over 2 decades since its release, Gladiator continues to captivate audiences, and here's why it's a must-watch for any lover of cinema. At the heart of Gladiator is Maximus Decimus Meridius, played by the fiercely intense Russell Crowe. A once revered general of the Roman army, Maximus is betrayed by the new emperor, Commodus, played by Joaquin Phoenix, after the death of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Stripped of his rank, forced into slavery and sent to fight in the gladiatorial arenas, Maximus's journey is one of vengeance and redemption. His sole purpose becomes exacting revenge on Commodus, the man responsible for the murder of his family, and restoring his honor. This classic revenge arc, while simple in concept, is enriched by the film's emotional depth and moral undertones, making Maximus's quest far more than just a thirst for blood. It is about reclaiming his dignity and sense of self. Russell Crowe's performance is the soul of Gladiator. His portrayal of Maximus is led with both physical strength and quiet vulnerability. Crowe effortlessly conveys the character's emotional turmoil, grief and inner conflict, making his victories in the arena not just thrilling but deeply, deeply satisfying on a personal level. It's no surprise that Crowe won the Academy Award for Best Actor for this role, as he carries the weight of the film on his shoulders with unwavering conviction. Equally remarkable is Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of Commodus, one of the most complex and chilling villains in modern cinema. Commodus is insecure, petulant and utterly corrupt, yet Phoenix brings a depth to the character that makes him more than a mere caricature of evil. His need for approval, particularly from his father, contrasts sharply with Maximus's stoic honor, creating a dynamic and tense rivalry that drives the film's narrative forward. Visually, Gladiator is a stunning achievement. Ridley Scott, known for his meticulous attention to detail, recreates the grandeur of ancient Rome with breathtaking scale. The Colosseum in particular is brought to life in spectacular fashion, serving as the backdrop for some of the film's most memorable and intense sequences. The gladiatorial combat scenes are both brutal and beautifully choreographed, immersing the audience in the savage spectacle of the Roman Empire's violent entertainment. Now, we are free. Remember the song? That is also oh so lovely. Please, please, please do watch it over the weekend. And now moving forward, if you dream it, it's possible. Who epitomizes this better than Kartik Aaryan? The man from Gwalior found fame with Love Ranjan's misogynistic yet popular rom-coms. He wasn't a one-director actor, as evidenced by the success of films like Luka Chipi, Pati Patni Aur Wo, Chandu Champion. However, it was with Anees Bazmi's Bhool Bhulaiyaa 2 that he achieved his biggest success. 2 years later, Aaryan and Bazmi are back together with their second collaboration and the third film in the franchise. It's a dream come true for Aaryan as he shares screen space with Vidya Balan and Madhuri Dixit, two artists he has admired since childhood. We chat up over the weekend to talk about this and lots more. मुझसे आज किसी ने पूछा आप किसके साथ शूट कर रही हैं? मैंने कहा तिवारी जी के बेटे के साथ. आपका असली नाम आर्यन तिवारी है?
जी.
Wow. So why Aaryan, like Kartik Aaryan?
साउंड अच्छा कर रहा था उस टाइम.
I like it. ये कब किया आपने change?
ये पहली दूसरी फिल्म में.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, I really like shooting with actors, Kartik, who have studied something like a complex subject. You are an engineer. Kriti is an engineer.
Biotechnology.
Biotechnology.
Yeah.
Do you think an actor who's well educated, उसका क्राफ्ट दूसरों के क्राफ्ट से अलग दिखता है?
पता नहीं, बट मुझे बहुत हेल्प मिलती है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैंने क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं पढ़ाई की है, बी इट अ डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट, बट स्टिल एक नज़रिया मिलता है, एक सेंस ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है. इस तरीके से मैं सोच पाता हूँ चीज़ें, जिस तरीके से मैं कर पाता हूँ. आई थिंक देयर इज अ स्टूडेंट इन मी जो अभी भी लर्न करता रहता है. नाउ इट्स अ डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट, be it acting, be it maybe being on sets and learning dance skills or anything. It's a student in me that has been always been alive. So I think somewhere down the line, in a way, कुछ ना कुछ किसी तरीके से आपकी education आपको help तो करती है, but I don't know if you get an edge over others. It definitely helps in a way where in different ways,
like
altogether.
problem solving.
I think
You're
so.
more focused on problem solving.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So अभी इस मतलब मैंने इनकी फिल्मोग्राफी आपकी देख रही थी.
जी.
आपकी त्वचा से आपके रिज्यूमे का पता नहीं चलता. What a good body of work, huh? What do you think has worked in your favor?
I think the relatability factor. Somewhere down the line, people associate their journeys, their ups and downs with my ups and downs or my journey. They've seen it all through their eyes. Through me, they have seen their journey in some way or the other. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं वो एक ऐसा ड्रीम है जो सबके जहन में होता है कि मुझे भी कुछ करना है, मुझे भी कुछ बनना है. अब इट कैन बी एनी अदर फील्ड. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो एक्टिंग ही फील्ड हो या फिर वो इसी इंडस्ट्री का हो. वो मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं वो अपनी जर्नी को मेरे से रिलेट कर पाते हैं. एंड also somewhere down the line I'm a fun loving guy. मतलब I am pretty normal and I think that's where मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि because I'm जैसा है वैसा है मेरे साथ, तो and that can be seen. So मुझे लगता है उससे relate होते हैं लोग.
दो फिल्में आपकी they floored me. चंदू चैंपियन and सत्य प्रेम की कथा.
Oh yeah.
An actor जब वो एक स्पोर्ट्स फिल्म कर लेता है उसकी बॉडी बदल जाती है, उसका अंदाज बदल जाता है. और इस देश में जब तक औरतों का प्यार, एड्यूलेशन और रिस्पेक्ट एक एक्टर को ना मिले वो सुपरस्टार नहीं बन सकता. एंड यू प्लेड अ हस्बैंड जो अपनी बीवी को एक खास तरह के ट्रॉमा से निकलने में मदद करता है. इन दो फिल्मों को आप कहाँ देखते हैं और लाइफ कैसे बदली?
आई थिंक मुझे बहुत प्यार मिला इन दोनों फिल्मों के लिए एंड आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू द एंटायर टीम. टॉकिंग अबाउट सत्य प्रेम की कथा, मेरे लिए वो फिल्म बहुत स्पेशल है. मुझे लगता है वो सब्जेक्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट है जिस पे ये फिल्म कही गई थी एंड जिस तरीके से कही गई थी इन अ वेरी entertaining manner and it goes into that messaging. You know, so वो बहुत एक layered सी फिल्म थी, layered से characters थे और सब बहुत enjoyable characters भी थे, but they were going through something and it actually did really well. It actually did give me a lot of validation and love.
That's when I got interested in you actually. You know, in Mumbai probably अलग नज़रिए से एक्टर्स को देखा जाता है, बट देर आर पीपल जो एक एक्टर में तब इंटरेस्ट लेना शुरू करते हैं जब उनको लगता है कि he has a spine, he has a brain, he has a voice. You know what I'm saying?
I think Chandu Champion also did that for me. It again gave me a voice as an actor. That is something which I believe in, and it's again I've said this enough that it's a diamond in my filmography. It's that film which will always be close to my heart. It's a character that I would have again, if given a chance, I would have done it the same way. I would have done it again no matter what. And playing Murlikant Petkar's role, I think it really was a responsibility on me. Even now, like when I'm promoting Bhulaiyaa 3 right now, a lot of kids, in fact I was surprised, a lot of kids are coming to me and saying, "मैं चंदू नहीं champion है मैं," you know, stuff like that, which really amazes me, and I'm so lucky that I got the opportunity to play these characters, you know. Like Sattu, for example, was again a character which really changed a lot of things for me. A lot of directors started looking at me in a different light, and Bhulaiyaa in itself is a commercial arena, and that is again a different space altogether for me. So I'm in a very I don't know, in a very right space. It's a very like I'm loving this space where I'm trying to do different things, choose things which I can maybe relate to, and there's some kind of voice to my career, to my acting choices.
Sports follow करते हैं आप?
हाँ जी करता हूँ. क्रिकेट भी कर लेता हूँ.
कौन है आप?
खेलता हूँ एक्चुअली.
आप खेलते हैं?
जी मैं खेलता हूँ. क्रिकेट, फुटबॉल सब खेलता हूँ.
फुटबॉल तो मुझे पता है. क्रिकेट कितना खेलते हैं?
During Chandu Champion, I used to play a lot. I was playing cricket. I was into sports. I was actually a super athlete at that time. In reality, because I had to be that person. I was completely immersed into sports, be it football, be it cricket, be it tennis, be it any sports actually.
Sachin या Brian Lara?
Sachin Tendulkar, of course.
But
आप ब्रायन लारा चूज करते?
मैं भी सचिन ही चूज करती
मैं बड़ा चॉइस आपने
कुछ तो ऐसी नहीं है जैसे आप ब्रायन लारा चूज करते।
मैं वही सोचा है, आपने चॉइस ऐसे दिया।
ओके, भूलभुलैया 3। लिसन, आई एम सो ग्लैड मैंने विद्या को मैसेज किया। विद्या का वो जो बिस्तर को उठा लेने वाला शॉट था ना, आमी मंजुली का, माय गॉड। अभी जस्ट यस्टरडे आई शॉट विद काजोल। जो एक्ट्रेसेस उस हद को पार कर चुकी हैं जहां वो मैं सुंदर दिख रही हूँ, मैं सेक्सी दिख रही हूँ, मैं गॉर्जियस दिख, इट जस्ट डजंट मैटर टू देम। वो एक्ट्रेस एक अलग लेवल पे पहुंच जाती है। एंड वी आर सो हैप्पी दैट वी हैव दोस तब्बू, माधुरी, विद्या, these
I've worked with all of them.
And you have worked with all of them in this franchise.
Yeah.
Tell me, उनकी एक ऐसी आदत या उनके एक ऐसा एक्टिंग के एक्सपर्टीज से निकला हुआ कुछ एक ट्रिक जो आपने सीख लिया, हमेशा आपके साथ रहेगा?
आई थिंक मैं करेंटली इनकी बात करूंगा, विद्या मैम या माधुरी मैम की, बिकॉज मैं उनके साथ रिसेंटली काम किया और एंड दिस आई हैव नोटिस्ड इवन अबाउट तब्बू मैम दैट उनका स्विच ऑन स्विच ऑफ बहुत इजीली हो जाता है। एंड हम लोग बहुत ऐसे सोचते रहते हैं, अरे यार अभी कैरेक्टर में घुसना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, बट लाइक with them I've realized that they are, मतलब हम लोग बातें कर रहे हैं सेट पे या बैठे हुए खाना खा रहे हैं कुछ भी, and you know the moment cameras are on, they are in their characters and they are just doing the most complicated sequence or the scene in the most simplest manner, and फिर भी वो उस तरीके की, and they can just you know it's like वो ट्यून करना कि वॉल्यूम अप और डाउन करना आपको डायरेक्टर ने बता दिया, एंड दे कैन जस्ट change it accordingly, which is like, I mean, it's a treat to watch.
You know, you have been speaking a lot these days on, you know, Rumi says you don't have to find love or you don't have to look for love, you only have to break the walls that you have made around yourself against love.
अच्छा, ये वाला पढ़ा नहीं था मैंने।
You know, I have so many friends who are single, who are in the industry. It's very difficult. एक होता है warrior mode और एक होता है vulnerable mode.
Correct.
आपको दोनों एक साथ रखना पड़ता है to survive.
Correct.
But कब ये और कब वो, that is a task, that is a skill, and it's tricky.
Correct.
Why do you think you're ready right now for love?
Why do I think?
You're almost manifesting it. You're saying that.
यार ये तो आपने मेरे से हाँ मैनिफेस्टेशन करा दिया. मैं ऐसा सोच नहीं रहा था लेकिन लेकिन why not? I don't know. I'm just in a phase where I'll give you a boring answer that I'm really married to my work, and I'm really focused on my work right now, and maybe it'll happen on its own.
Yeah.
There are no walls. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने कोई walls create कर रखी है या कुछ. But हाँ, you don't get to meet people, I think,
Yeah.
in this industry.
It's so lonely at the top, right?
I don't know if I'm at the top, but it is lonely for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of you don't get to meet other people. You are only meeting those set people who you've worked with or you know them, and there are only limited people. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the case or what it is, but so maybe it'll happen when it's meant to happen.
Yeah. So when we talk about
And it might not happen if
No,
it's
no,
not
it
meant
will
to happen.
happen.
Acha, no, you want me to.
It will happen. Come on. What is world without love?
Yeah.
Time for a short break on the show. When we come back, we have music composer Tanishk Bagchi with his music. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. दिल में तू रहती है, बेताबी भी कहती है. दिल में तू रहती है. Oh yes, these lines are on everyone's mind right now. Yes, they are from the title song of the film Bhool, Bhulaiyaa 3. And up next, we have music composer Tanishk Bagchi talking about recreating this song with Diljit Dosanjh and Pitbull in this conversation with my colleague Vishal Chatkara.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.
Tanishk, you're back this time with the soundtrack of the film Bhool, Bhulaiyaa 3.
Yes.
Title track for which you have collaborated with Pitbull, Neeraj Sridhar, and Diljit Dosanjh.
As you know that last time also I only recreated Bhool Bhulaiyaa in 2, the second version. And after that, obviously the entire team wanted me to be a part of this film. So they asked me, can this be something different this time? So I took the challenge. I said it can be better because every time there's a new trend coming. So even if it's a song that has happened, recreated twice, thrice also it can be done. And the idea of doing a Punjabi mix to it was a very experimental thing. And then Diljit came on board. He was so excited about the project, and after that Pitbull came on board. So it just happened step by step.
You actually delivered another super hit song earlier this year with Teri Baaton Mein,
Yes.
which was originally created by Raghav.
Yes.
क्या pressure होता है to deliver a song that will outdo the magic of the original?
See, I will never say that, it will outdo the magic because as I told you, the song itself is magical. When we did the track, Raghav dubbed the track, the new one, and he called me and he was just discussing and he was telling, मैंने ना पहले जो गाना गाया था वो थोड़ा low scale में था. Now it's high scale because people nowadays want to listen to a higher octave song to enjoy the thrill. So I said, yeah, he was right actually. He gave me the answer himself that एक generation का space होता है, pace होता है, rhythm होता है. अभी के rhythm थोड़ा fast है, high pitch है. That time it was slow. People had time to think on the song. They had time to talk. Nowadays there is no time to talk. People are busy on reels. 5 second में खत्म हो जाता है discussion.
When a composer and a film director get together to discuss music, when the story is being narrated to you,
Yes.
you know the stage where the music is going to start and the point it will stop. Do you know that during the narration?
Yes, 100%. They give me a proper briefing on where the music is going to happen. What is the theme of the film? What kind of characters are there? Who is going to perform in the track? And what I do is that I open my notepad and I keep writing whatever the director is saying or the producer wants. So that when I go back now, I completely research on the fact, okay, this is the genre, this is the sound, and this is the character. So these are the lyrics I need.
And how often do you think has happened where you felt like, okay, the track needs a repetition?
If there are 5 songs, when I come to know that, okay, there is one sad situation and there's one happy situation also. So when I make the happy song, I tell the producer that don't make a sad situation. I'll transform the happy song into a sad song. Then एक तो क्या आपके गाने कम हो जाएंगे, ठीक है? And although at the same time, the melody of the song will be there. You know, if the song starts with the happy tune and ends with the sad, you remember the tune. Like in fact, Mahi was there when we had two versions of Mahi in the film. Like suppose I'm making Rata Lambya. So what I do now, in the song, na, I make pieces, music pieces. Okay, and what happens when they do the background score? They use these pieces in the film. जो situation में भी चला जाता है. Where they think that okay इसमें गाना डालूं, तो उसमें वो म्यूजिक पार्टी गाना बन जाता है. तेरी मेरी गल्ला होगी मशहूर, करना कभी तू मुझे नजरों से दूर. किथे चलिए तू, किथे चलिए तू, किथे चलिए. हाय जानदा है दिल ने तो जान दिया तू. तेरे बिना मैं ना रहूं, मेरे बिना तू. किथे चलिए तू, किथे चलिए तू, किथे चलिए. काटू कैसे राता ओ सावरे, जिया नहीं जाता. सुन बावरे के राता लंबिया लंबिया रे, कटे तेरे संगया संगया रे. के राता लंबिया लंबिया रे, कटे तेरे संगया संगया रे.
So we've come to the end of this show, be it Tanishk Bagchi, be it Russell Crowe in the suburbs of Sydney, or the Kartik Aaryans from the gullies of Gwalior. Every artist goes through trials and tribulations that inspire many. What's stopping you from chasing your dream? I'm Atika Farooqui on this note saying goodbye. We'll see each other next week. Goodbye and have a great festive week.